a 14-7. But you know what? The last 8 weeks of the season, both of these teams have been on a tear. Both have gone 7-1, a 14-2 combined record, so they are here now for the championship tonight. Hello, Wayne DeZubak along with Larry Pulowski. Welcome to this A1 Division I championship game. And one of the things we're going to see tonight, Larry, a couple of good quarterbacks, Tassio Artelli for Borah and Mark Ockenpaugh for the Centennial Patriots.
We're going to see a lot of diversified offense in this game, and those quarterbacks have a lot of tools to work with. And here's Tassio Artelli. Look at the stats that he's piled up this year. Pretty impressive numbers, 15 TDs through the air. You got to be impressed with the way that this guy throws the ball.
He does. He really puts some zip on the ball, and he can throw the long one. Then you've got Mark Ockenpaugh, the other quarterback for the Centennial Patriots. He's good.
Equally impressive numbers. When you look at the stats, these two quarterbacks match up very well, and they both have great receivers to throw to.
We talk about defense in this game because it could be an exciting part of it. One guy we talk about is Darren Buemiller for the Borah Lions with 14 quarterback sacks this year.
Well, Darren Buemiller is in the backfield a lot more than some of the offensive backs for the other teams they've played this year, and he's just got that knack. You know, every once in a while you'll find a kid that has that ability to get in the backfield. Darren Buemiller is he.
Kirk Clifford, a running back for Centennial. This guy in 9 games has rushed for more than 900 yards. He's something else again.
Well, Kirk Clifford is not what you call a physical specimen. He's 5'10", he's 150 pounds, but give him the ball and he's a little ball of dynamite, and he gets the job done very well.
Both teams coming off semifinal wins in the playoffs, of course. Borah coming off a big win over #1 ranked Boise, so the Lions are sky high. These two teams are red hot, as we mentioned, and it's going to be Borah against Centennial for the A1 Division I title live on Channel 6 in a minute.
Hi fans, this is Coach Dusty Sterling. I hope you're enjoying the game. You know, one of the things I like best about football is diagramming plays like this one, an end sweep. But my favorite play goes like this. I get up from the TV, I cut to my right where the phone is and call Chicago Connection for great deep dish Chicago style pizza. I score! And here's an extra point. If you call Chicago Connection right now, your pizza will be delivered hot and fresh, and you won't miss a single play. Chicago Connection, the official pizza at Dusty Sterling's house.
From Touchstone Pictures, Santa's in trouble and Ernest's in charge. It's Ernest P. Worrell, bigger than life, dumber than ever.
Surprise!
In Ernest Saves Christmas, rated PG, starts Friday. And coming from Walt Disney Pictures, an all-new musical classic, the story of Oliver. It's dazzling Disney adventure, delightful Disney fun, and pure Disney magic. It's Oliver and Company, rated G, coming soon to theaters everywhere. And Ernest Saves Christmas starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
At Spring Meadow, you can live in Boise's liveliest new neighborhood, right next to the Boise River, minutes from downtown. Models open daily. Spring Meadow.
One final is already in here at the 1988 Milk Bowl, and that is in the 8-man football with North Gem beating Highland Craigmont 45-32. However, Zirio Ziegler of Highland Craigmont in a losing cause tossed for 325 yards. So he had a great day at quarterback, but again, North Gem over Highland Craigmont 45-32. We've got Borah Centennial coming up. Then later tonight, A4 Wilder Oakley. Then tomorrow a game you'll see here live on Channel 6 at 10 a.m. Lakeland Jerome for the A2 title. Then it's the A1 Division II crown. Caldwell, Idaho Falls at 12:30 Saturday. We'll have highlights of that game at halftime of the USC game, Arizona State game that is going to be airing on Channel 6. And then it all concludes at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon with the A3 title between Sugar Salem and Firth. So 6 games in 2 days. It's the Milk Bowl 1988. But we think we got a real exciting one coming up between Borah and Centennial.
Well, we certainly have a game that's going to be a game that people didn't really expect to see, and two teams that are very evenly matched, and we should have a very close game. Don't look for a blowout either way on this one.
The coaches say you can throw out the earliest game, the one that was played 3 weeks into the season, because even though Centennial won at 14-7, doesn't mean anything now. Both teams have really progressed. They are both much better than they were 3 weeks into the season.
Both teams started off very rocky. Their combined records in their first 3 games were 1-5. They had very tough starts, but they got things going, and they're 14-2 in their last 8 weeks of the season.
Centennial Patriots right now offensively being introduced here to the crowd at the W. Holt Arena. Used to be the Mini Dome, new name this year. And I would say that if there are 10 people here from the Pocatello area, I might be stretching it a tad. 7 busloads from Centennial, we are told, probably very similar. The same from Borah. A lot of people over here and a pretty good crowd on hand for this one, considering it's in Pocatello with 2 Boise schools.
Well, you have to wonder, these games are moved around the state, and if the Idaho High School Activities Association is looking for revenue, where do you put a game like this? It's awful tough to draw a crowd when your home team's not there.
Well, the Highland Rams, which are just up the street, may be the best team in the state. They really came on hot. They've got some good people, but at any rate, they did not win the games they needed to win during the regular season. They finished up 7-3. They are the defending champs. They are not here. It's an all Boise show tonight. We are getting ready to play football. Russ Ferguson will kick off for the Patriots of Centennial. And that's Charlie Denton for Borah, who will be deep. Ferguson getting some final instructions from one of the officials here as well. This is it for the A1 Division I Championship. The last 8 weeks of the season, as we mentioned, these 2 teams combined for a 14-2 record. They both went 7-1. Both coming off big wins in the semifinal playoffs last week. And Russ Ferguson, 5'11" senior, kicks it off. It's a short kick. Comes down at the 20 and goes out of bounds at about the 18. So you get all that adrenaline pumping, and bingo, you pop it out of bounds.
Probably the most frustrated guy in the field is Russ Ferguson. He's walking back, bobbing his head. He knows the adrenaline got to him a little bit there, and he got the foot way under the ball, so they'll re-tee it and try it again. This should give Borah some excellent field position.
Well, Dan Olson now has moved up to the 20-yard line. Charlie Denton has moved up to the 15. So all the deep men are up just a little bit. Also back there deep is Hal Miller. So they'll tee it up at the 35-yard line. Russ Ferguson will try it again. Trying to get this one underway. Here we go, Ferguson. Again, a high short kick. Coming down to Denton at the 20-yard line. Tries that left side, and he is out to the 33, where Borah will start it. One thing we were told before the game, Borah might go with the no huddle offense in the first series. We will see. You look at their offense led by Tassio Telly at quarterback.
You see the 2 running backs there, Skeeter Evans and Pat Fannin, both will be used quite a bit, not only running the ball, but also receiving the ball tonight.
Tassio Telly and Will Overgaard, the head coach, not afraid to put the ball up. They come out of the shotgun at the 34-yard line. Well, they don't either. Tassio just looking things over. Now he's up under center. Coming to the near side, looking back. Incomplete. That was intended for the tight end, Jason Daniel. Incomplete. Centennial on defense, as you can see. A pretty good defense, pretty big in the trenches, and they say that this game could be won very much so in the trenches. The handoff to Shane Larson, 5'10", 160-pound junior. And Larson gets some good yardage out to the 41-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
And there's that no-huddle offense that we were told that Borah would try to implement tonight.
Artelli over the middle to Dan Olson, incomplete. Hit him in a bad spot, right in the hands. It'll be 4th and 3.
Real nice hit put on there by Brad Bolin, number 22 for Centennial. He came up from his cornerback position and put the good hit on Danny Olson.
John Irby comes on to kick it away. Kurt Clifford goes deep, back at his own 20-yard line. Clifford, we talked about him rushing. He has 913 yards rushing on the season. He can also return punts. This one nearly blocked. It's a very short kick. There's a flag down at the 30. Could be roughing the kicker. Borah will let it bounce all the way to the 34-yard line, but let's check the laundry back at the 31.
Yeah, it did not look like the Centennial Patriots got a piece of that ball, and if you don't block the ball, you cannot touch the kicker.
Good rush that time by the Patriots. And the officials are talking it over with the Patriots, but we'll wait and see. We could have offsetting penalties here.
Backfield in motion. Borah personal foul. Centennial, play the down over.
So we'll do it all over again. Will Overgaard, head coach of the Borah Lions. He was 0-3 at the start of the year. Things were looking dismal. He said, we never lost faith in the team, and we just started to get better and better and better. Won 7 of their last 8.
Well, when you're 0-3 to start the year, a lot of people will write you off early, but that 7-1 finish, very impressive. And Will's got to be a little concerned about the structure of his punt team here. Centennial Patriots were coming in from everywhere on that last punt drive.
Well, it looked like 11 against 8. We just saw an 8-man football game here, and that's what it looked like. Irby again a great rush. Again, this one is blocked. Blocked by Paul Benyon, who got in there. Recovered by Centennial at the 17.
Well, we saw the big rush the last time on the penalty, and watch this time coming off the right-hand side. And that's a great layout. Boy, he blocks it with his stomach. That's just a great effort to get there. And if he wouldn't have got it, it looked like Brandon Ferguson would have.
Well, Benyon blocked it. Ferguson with the recovery, and the Centennial Patriots are all set up offensively at the 17-yard line. Mark Ockenpaugh, quarterback. Kurt Clifford, one of the running backs. First down and 10. Ockenpaugh looking over the middle for Barkley. Touchdown! Brent Barkley, the tight end, was all alone in the middle of the end zone.
Cord Massey for the Borah Lions had coverage, what coverage there was, but they let the big tight end sneak in behind him. Watch the play develop here. Some good play action in the backfield by Ockenbaugh. And he rolls to his right, and he's got a wide open tight end standing in the end zone, and you see Massey get there late.
Well, how's that for an offensive output? One play, 17-yard touchdown pass from Ockenbaugh to Barkley, and Ferguson on to try for the extra point. And he has a little trouble with it, but he does make it in there. Not a strong kick, but it's a good kick, and it didn't take the Centennial Patriots long to get on the scoreboard. 7-0 Patriots.
Well, Brent Barkley coming from that tight end position. Boy, really wide open down the middle. You have to wonder, the play action fake probably had a lot to do with the way that this thing develops. Now watch the play action in the backfield. 2 backs, they cross in the backfield. They really freeze the linebackers, and there's just no way that Massey can beat the big tight end in the end zone.
Well, you know, you almost saw this coming. You called it when you were talking, Larry, about the fact that Will Overgaard had to be worried about his punt team because it looked like 11 against 8, and then bingo, Benyon gets in, blocks it, Ferguson with the recovery. Here is Paul Benyon breaking through again. Irby doesn't have a shot here.
Well, you know, a lot of times in a film, you can see weaknesses in an offense or a punt team or a punt return or something, and obviously Centennial's got this figured out pretty well because they've come twice, and both times they've gotten to the kicker.
So Brandon Ferguson with a recovery, and it set up a 17-yard touchdown play. And now Russ Ferguson, number 13, will kick it off again. Olsen and Detton are deep to receive. Good kick this time. Sends Detton deep into the end zone. It'll be brought out to the 20-yard line.
Amazing what a little adrenaline will do, huh?
Well, 2 short kicks to start this game, and Ferguson just said, the heck with this, I'm going to put my foot into it. There you see the Centennial crowd. I mentioned about 7-8 busloads, who knows? They just really came over here in droves. We're over at the Holiday Inn, and they were out there swimming, having a good old time. This is the Super Bowl to them. Tassiotelli brings his team up to the line of scrimmage at the 20-yard line. Pat Fannin, the first man through, maybe a yard, not a lot there. Sean Miller, first man to make the stop.
Pat Fannin, some old-time Boise people may remember his father, Don Fannin, who played at Boise High School, quite a football player back in the 60s. Ended up for a little while at the University of Utah, which at that time was a very powerful football team in the West. So a little heritage in the Fannin family.
Shane Larson checks into the ball game. Rolling right, throwing underneath, incomplete. Again intended for Jason Daniel, the tight end. Second ball he's dropped. Having a tough night so far.
Well, and Tassiotelli goes up and gives him a little pat on the backside to let him know, hey, it's okay, lighten up. We're all right. Let's get things going here. But can't fault Telly for either one of the passes that have been dropped.
Larson comes out, checking back into the ball game is Skeeter Evans, a senior at 5'10", 175-pounder. Ashley Minner will check over on the left side now, the wide receiver. He had gone right. Autelli says, get over to the left. That's where I really want you. There's a flag down as Autelli uncorks it to Dan Olson, who breaks one tackle and is near the 39-yard line, which would be good for a first down. But again, a flag is down at the 20.
Well, it was thrown as the ball was snapped, so there would be an illegal procedure call on Borah or an offsides call on Centennial. Autelli really gets a zip on the ball. You can see the strength of his arm in getting it out to Olson.
Procedure against Borah.
Probably an illegal alignment. They had to do a little switching up there. They were running guys across the formation, and maybe they had a wide receiver not on the line of scrimmage.
Well, so far it's not going Borah's way. They've had 2 drop passes. A penalty here that nullifies a first down and a block kick. So far they're down 7-0, and Will Overgaard can't be happy about the turn of events. Instead of a first down at the 40, they've got 3rd and about 16, and they're inside the 15 at the 14 is where I think they're going to finally place it down. They're not sure themselves. Now they come outside the 15. So the officials not sure where to put it, but they've got it down just outside the 15 where it is. 3rd down and 15 for the Borah Lions. Autelli, straight drop back. Over the middle, Shane Larson's wide open, incomplete, almost intercepted. Great coverage by Matt Stapello. Larson probably still should have picked that one up, though. That would be the 3rd drop pass tonight by Borah.
Well, Shane Larson looks like he heard a little bit of the footsteps coming, and there were some people back there with him. He said Stapello was back there. And if Stapello doesn't go for the interception, Larson knows he's going to get tattooed, so he heard him coming.
Well, here comes Irby again. He almost gets this one blocked. Something's going wrong. Kirk Clifford drops it at the 50. Still can't find the handle. And I think he bounced right back up to him while he was on the ground at midfield. Centennial will have it at midfield. Autelli, by the way, 0 for 4 in the passing department tonight, but 3 of those passes have been dropped.
Will Overgaard on the phone right now upstairs, trying to figure out what in the world is going on with that punt team, because that's the 3rd time that people have gotten through.
Centennial 7, Borah nothing. 9:37 to go, first quarter. A1 Division I championship game. Mark Achenbach hands it off. First man through, and that is Todd Gamble. Offensively for Centennial, we've already talked about Achenbach quarterback, and you've seen him throw that 17-yard touchdown pass. Gamble and Price, the running backs. Howard, wide receiver, but Paul Franzen down the bottom there, probably one of the best wide receivers in high school football in Idaho. Kirk Clifford, second man through, fumbles the football. Borah has it. Second turnover in the game. Borah picks this one up at the 49-yard line.
Well, there's a big hit in the middle of the line here. Could be Scott Ari, number 44. And it looks like it is. It puts the hit on that pops that ball loose. And all kinds of Lions there to pick it up.
Well, the Lions come out on offense at the 49 with triple receivers to the near side. Autelli hands off to Pat Fannin, and there was nothing there but big number 54, Don Borowski.
Don Borowski, a 6'3", 207-pound linebacker, and a lot of pretty good hitters in the middle of this Centennial defense. Some real strong, tough kids. Not big, but they're good, tough hitters.
Second down and 10 at the 49. No gain. 8:23 to go. First quarter. 7-0 Patriots. Autelli looking to throw it. Has to run. Brought down and sacked. Borowski again.
All kinds of pressure put on there. 37, Sean Millard in there also. Autelli, straight drop back. He's got a little time to throw the ball, but his first receiver doesn't open up immediately, and that pocket collapses on him pretty quick.
Loss of 8 yards. Third down and 18. Ball at the 42-yard line. Now the shotgun off formation for Autelli. Again, Autelli has to scramble, has a lot of room to the left. He picks up 8, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but he's finally run out of bounds by Matt Bradshaw.
From the shotgun, again, a lot of time here, and he has Danny Olson running down the middle of the field, but he's looking to the right, and he can't see him open up down the middle, so he takes off. Bradshaw does a good job closing this thing off before he gets the first down yardage.
So we put the excitement back into the punt here in this particular game, and Herbie is back to kick it away. A little better this time, end over end. Kirk Clifford at the 18, backs up. And Clifford does a good job to get out to the 20-yard line. All of that, a 2-yard return after a 33-yard kick. 7:15 to go here in the first quarter. Our score, Centennial 7 and Borah nothing.
Once upon a time, there was a lovely young princess named Snow White.
Walt Disney's most beloved fairy tale comes to life in an enchanting show for the whole family. Walt Disney's World on Ice, starring Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Join host Mickey Mouse live in person for a timeless tale of friendship, laughter, and magical Disney music. Walt Disney's World on Ice, starring Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
First appearance ever in Idaho, coming to BSU Pavilion, November 16th through the 20th.
Wayne Dzubak along with Larry Pulowski, welcome back to the Debbie Holt Arena in Pocatello. 7-0 Centennial leads it. They have the football at their own 20-yard line with 6:55 to go in the first quarter. Mark Ockenpod, quarterback. Option play. Dives in, but he is finally brought down by Scott Airy. Defensively for Borah, there's the lineup today.
Scott Airy, number 44, defensive line, linebacker, whichever way you want to put it. He's on the outside of that line. Did a good job getting back into the middle.
Gain of about 4, second down and 6. Borah really anxious on defense. They had a blitz call. The pass to Fannin, incomplete. Excuse me, not Fannin, but rather Matt Howard. Incomplete. The blitz was coming, and Ockenpaw read it and tried to get it out to Howard.
Well, and a great job by Ockenpaw, but also, you're right, the wide receiver reads it also because he runs the blitz route, and that route is just take off up the field, and I'll try to get the ball to you. Almost worked there.
Really did. Good job by both players, but it's 3rd down and 7. Paul Franzen comes to the near side. Matt Howard goes wide right. Kirk Clifford, the lone setback on a 3rd down 7. And Clifford gets the inside handoff, and there is absolutely nothing there.
Big Bob Ford takes him down, and there's a fumble on the play. The reason I said Big Bob Ford is he's a 6'2", 250-pound offense defensive lineman, goes both ways.
Kirk Clifford is down. I never saw the fumble. Ford had his body just engulfed.
Well, I think he stripped Clifford. I think he stripped the ball out of Clifford's hand as they were going down, but watch the big guy, 250-pound Ford, come from behind, and he strips the ball out right there. You see it coming out, and then he lands on the little guy, Clifford, who's only 155 pounds.
Yeah, I never saw that. I saw Ford just kind of come down on Clifford, and Clifford's being helped off, holding that right arm.
Match there and wait, so you have to understand why he might be a little shaken up. Plus, he got caught at a bad angle underneath that pile.
All right, so the Borah Lions get their second turnover. They got a fumble recovery at the 49. This is so much better because they now have it at the 24-yard line of Centennial. High formation. Skeeter Evans in the eye. Pat Fannin, the fullback. Autelli pitches to Skeeter Evans. He's got a first down, and he's near the 10.
Nice looking play here on the speed option. You'll see both the backs take off in the backfield. Autelli comes down the line. He gets forced a little deeper into the backfield than he'd like. Watch the great block here by Pat Fannin, number 35, who's leading the way for Skeeter Evans. He gets one block there, goes down, gets another one. That's a pretty good effort.
Oh, that's a tremendous effort. It's going to be 1st and goal to go. The nose of the ball is just inside the 10-yard line. So Borah threatening. They're down 7-0. 5:45 to go here, first quarter. Larson dives off right tackle to the 7-yard line. A gain of 3. 2nd and goal to go.
The Lions haven't had much luck up the middle. Again, we repeat, their Centennial Patriots are very stout up the middle. Good, strong kids on the inside of that line. Tough linebackers on the run. So the interior run here could be a problem for the Lions all night long. You see Fannin again leading that block, and he took a pretty good hit there.
Larson, by the way, has carried the ball now twice for 11 yards. Not a bad little average, 5.5 a carry. Telly going for the pass. Touchdown, Ashley Minner.
Boy, great catch by Minner, and what a rifle shot by Telly. He really lays that ball in there, really in the only place that it can be caught. He's got to keep it down and low so it doesn't get picked off.
Let's take a look at it again. It will come right at you to Minner.
Look at that. He leaves it out there just so he can get to the ball before anybody that's covered him can get there. And Minner finds the end zone. Great pass. Good looking play.
Brad Boland was on the coverage. Not bad coverage. It just was a zip pass that got in there. And now they'll try to tie it up here with 5:03 to go in the ball game. First quarter. Tie ball game, 7-7.
Well, so far, turnover's the name of this game. Not the first pass that Tassiatelli has completed. Pretty good timing for the touchdown.
1 out of 5. He needed to get somebody. You know, he has had 3 drops, so finally somebody hung on to one, and it paid big dividends.
Well, the two big turnovers, a punt block and also a fumble, have led to both these scores.
You know, coaches come into games like this and they say the team that makes the least mistakes will win. So far, everybody's making mistakes.
You know, so watch the coverage here. Brent Baxter really doesn't have time to react to that ball. Number 21, he's supposed to have the coverage out there. He and Brad Boland just didn't have time until he got it out there too quick.
So we're ready to go again. John Irby has it teed up, and he'll be kicking it off. And with Kirk Clifford out of the ball game now, number 31 is Bryce Alexander. He'll be back there along with Orlando Piva to receive the kickoff of Irby. Borah Lions doing kind of like the BSU muddle huddle where they just stand all together and then they break out. And probably you can do a lot of different things from that formation. Centennial just kind of looking at it like, we'll see what you do.
Every once in a while you'll catch that team sleeping out there and sneak an onside kick on them.
Irby, good foot into it. Got to be taken in the end zone. That'll kill it automatically. Piva. And it'll be Centennial having it at the 20-yard line. One thing about high school football I don't know that I agree with is that as soon as that ball gets into the end zone in any way, shape, or form, it's a dead ball. Hey, 1 year from now, some of these kids are going to have to start making decisions in college as to whether or not to run it out or not run it out. They ought to get some practice in high school doing that. That's my soapbox commentary for the night.
Quite a few different rules in high school, and we hope we can adapt to them as we go along because we don't cover a lot of high school football all year long.
Well, one thing for sure, comes out to the 20-yard line. I know that. So the Patriots have it at the 20. Here comes the blitz. Hockenpah picks it up well, gets it to Brett Barkley, a gain of 5.
Very impressive read by Hockenpah on these blitz so far. That's twice, and I reiterate again, the receiver has to react to it because if he doesn't see the blitz coming, then it doesn't matter how good the quarterback is, and you see Barkley come off the line just exactly the route he's supposed to run.
One of the offensive linemen you saw picked up Dorn coming in on that safety blitz, and basically everybody did their job well, and the net result was a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 at the 25. High formation. Gamble. And he gets about 2. He's 6 foot. He's 172 pounds. His senior, Gamble.
Until we can find out if Clifford will return, you're probably going to see Gamble carry the ball quite a bit. He would be the secondary running back in this offense.
It's going to really hurt when you have to play without a guy who's rushed for over 900 yards in a 9-season game.
Clifford on the sidelines does have an ice pack on his hand, so it must have been some thumb or wrist injury.
Well, we've got 3rd down and a long 1.5. Hockenpah looks like he's audibling at the line. He may run out of time if he doesn't hurry up. Gamble still on his feet. First down to the 38-yard line. That was just great individual effort because he was stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, when you see a play like that where you have the audible, you think, well, maybe that was just a good call. But this is stopped, as you say, a good hit put on here, but no wrap up and no tackle by the Lion defender. Gamble keeps the big legs going, and he moves on down to the 38-yard line.
3 carries for Gamble now, 14 yards. And it's a first down at the 38. Achenbach standing in that pocket underneath the Brett Barkley. Gain is 7 yards. Stop made by Jim McCarthy.
Barkley and Franson, the two big receivers on this ball club. You're not going to see too many guys touch the ball other than these two as far as the pass goes.
Achenbach now 3 of 4 passing for 34 yards. Second down and 3 at the 45. First man through. Gamble again. He said he's probably going to have to be the workhorse tonight with Kirk Clifford on the sidelines with an ice pack, and Gamble very close to a first down.
The other man in the backfield right now for Centennial, who's just leaving the game, Bryce Alexander. He'll share time with Matt Howard.
Troy Rice now checking into the game. Matt Howard comes to the near side. Paul Franson wide to the right on third down and 1. Troy Rice, the ball carrier, fumbles the football and gets it back. He fumbled it and picked it up himself and got the first down. So Troy Rice came in with the play and did an awful lot in 1 down.
They're going to bring the sticks out to measure, but it looks like he did get enough for it. It depends if they mark it where he fumbled or where he actually ended up, because he fumbled, the ball might have gone backwards.
He had to reach back, pick it up, and I think they did mark it where he reached back to pick it up and then pulled it forward, but he's awfully close. And it's a first down. He had it easy without the fumble. The Centennial pep band over there. That's the Borah pep band. I'll get him right.
Your son goes to Borah. He's ready to stomp on you over here.
Yeah, I know.
Statistician tonight.
Giving me dirty looks, but what can I say? 1:53 to go, first quarter, 7-7 tie. Paul Franson in motion. Achenbach throwing to Barkley. Almost intercepted. Almost a great play by Cord Massey.
Cord Massey got burned in the end zone for that first touchdown by Barkley. This time he almost picked it off and went the other way with it. Again, watch the backfield action here. Good play action on the bootleg. And Massey almost slips underneath the Barkley, the big tight end, and picks that ball off. He's not happy with himself. He thought he should have caught it.
It'll be second down and 10 at the 48. 1:39 left to go, first quarter. And again, Achenbach looking like he's audibling at the line of scrimmage. Handoff to Troy Rice. Rice slips 1 tackle and gets about 5 yards into Borah territory at the 48.
Well, there's one major league piece of contact there by Alan Sealiff, number 27. Watch him come up right in the middle of your frame, and he's going to put the big hit on here. You're going to see this one in living color. Troy Rice and Sealiff, helmet to helmet.
Contact play. Third down and 6 at the 48 of Borah. Bryce Alexander moving over to the right side in the slot. A lot of Achenbach intercepted by Cord Massey. He could take it all the way. A flag is down at the 25-yard line. Massey is down at the 15. We'll check out the infraction.
More than likely a clip on Borah on the return, but what a great read again here by Massey. He almost had the last pass that was thrown by Achenbach. This time, no way, that ball should have been thrown into triple coverage. Massey takes off down the field. I don't know why he cuts back to the middle of the field.
I thought Cord Massey had a touchdown. He cut back to the middle of the field into traffic. Here's the call.
Clip on Borah during the run back. 15-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 10.
I'll be honest with you. Cord Massey has a touchdown if he goes down the sidelines. He cuts back in, and he basically almost forces the clip. At any rate, the ball is now back to the 38-yard line.
Still a big play no matter which way he cut or what penalty was interjected here. Turnover inside the 40-yard line.
Could have been a bigger play, though, if you're a Borah fan. Skeeter Evans, Pat Fannin, the running backs. Tassiotelli hands it off to Fannin off the left side. Not a whole lot there, about a yard. Second down and 9. Debbie Holt Arena. Debbie Holt, of course, the athletic director who pretty much got this dome underway. This idea, put it all together, and we've come to the end of the first quarter here at the Debbie Holt Arena. We are deadlocked at 7. 7-7 Borah Centennial.
Hey, timeout, sports fans. Old Willard here to kick off the football season the official way with real cheese. Take timeout before the game for pregame pizza warm-ups with mozzarella. And then there's the famous quarterback snacker crackers, followed by a football hero with Swiss and Colby. Just make an end run to the store for your home team's favorite cheeses, and you'll score extra points. So don't forget the cheese.
Be an All-American and All-American, the Treasure Valley Superstore.
It's All-American's anniversary. Thanks, Treasure Valley, for a great first year. All-American has made some very special purchases for this anniversary sale. Quantities won't last long, so hurry to All-American's anniversary sale in Boise at Fairview and 5 Mile and in the Karcher Mall.
When man sowed his first grains of wheat, it marked the advent of civilization. That seemingly insignificant event, buried in history, formed the cornerstone of the quality of life we enjoy today. Creating abundance for all of us, modern growers carry forward that tradition by producing more and better crops which feed the world. We salute them. This message is from the J.R. Simplot Company, where we recognize the time-honored ties between man and earth.
7-7 our score. Wayne DeZubak, Larry Podolsky with you. Borah Centennial. This is the A1 Division I High School Football Championship live from the Debbie Holt Arena. And it is second down and 9 for Borah. At the 37-yard line, Tassiotelli running out of the pocket. Looking back and off. He'll gain about 3 yards to the 34. But nobody was open. Good coverage there by the Centennial secondary.
We've seen Centennial do a little play action in the backfield. Borah tries a little bit, really the first attempted play action and a short roll by Atelli. Had to take off, all of his receivers covered, and he did pick up a couple.
Skeeter Evans checks into the lineup for the Lions. Ashley Minner, number 81, good receiver. He's got 1 touchdown reception here tonight.
That name sounds familiar. He is related to Cedric Minner, former Boise State player. He's Cedric's nephew.
Minner and Dan Olson come to the near side on the 3rd down and 6. Ball at the 34-yard line, and there's a flag. We'll check it out.
We have a delay of game penalty against the offense. It'll still be 3rd down.
That'll back it up 5, and now to make it 3rd down 11.
Telly had some trouble getting the signal the last time from his offensive coaching staff and took way too much time in the huddle. See if they run the same thing they had called on 3rd and 6.
Well, they've got Minner and Olson to this side. Telly looking that way, throws underneath the coverage. It is complete, and I'm not sure who caught it. That's Jason Daniel, the tight end. And he's very close to a first down, about a yard shy of 4th and 1.
Well, Jason had trouble with the first 2 balls thrown to him, but now he's got those butterflies out of his system, and he's gotten into the game. He's got hit a couple times, so he made the catch, but I believe they're going to take time out Borah will. Not a measurement. This is a timeout for Borah.
You bet. They'll take a timeout. 10 minutes, 33 seconds to go. First half. Tie ball game, 7-7. The Patriots and Lions.
Boise, you're in Frontier Tire country. Sam Roman.
Wardrobe. Again, Mr. Kraft. Sam Roman Frontier Tire. Ready and action.
Frontier Tire.
What's the deal with this guy?
Sam gets a good deal on tires.
Now slowly, Sam Roman's Frontier Tire.
Sam Roman Tire. Shrimp Roman. Gentleman back.
Cut. Frontier Tire sells Firestone.
But it's tough to say.
Use your own words.
Okay. 我的朋友 Frontier Tire.
Read it.
Frontier Tire, the stores of Friendsville.
Got that.
Again, it's 7-7. Borah Centennial here with 10:33 to go in the first half of this A1 Division I championship game. And be sure and join us live at 10 a.m. tomorrow for the A2 championship game. Lakeland and Jerome. Jim Fox and Mike Machurik will call that game. Larry and I will be winging our way to Moscow for tomorrow night's game between Idaho and Idaho State. So here we go, 4th down and 1. Shane Larson, the ball carrier, and he may not have gotten it. Let's check it out. The officials may have to measure this one on a 4th and 1. Tassiotelli over there to look things over, and the entire Centennial defense there as well.
Tossie's a big kid, 6'3", 175 is what he's listed at. Good quickness, good arm, good looking quarterback.
Now they're going to gather around that ball. And Centennial has held. The Patriots hold the Lions, and Centennial will take over at the 27-yard line.
Well, it was only short by about an inch. And as the cliche goes, this is a game of inches. Got to get my standard cliche in for the night. I won't have to do that anymore.
Get your quota in now. Still plenty of time to go. Matt Howard and Paul Franson, Troy Rice all come to the near side. Todd Gamble, the lone setback, he gets it. Sweeping right. Dorn with a stop. Lonnie Dorn put a stop on Troy Rice, but Rice gets some good yardage out to the 34-yard line.
Well, Dorn kind of puts the stop on him. He puts the initial hit, but Gamble had a good head of steam build up, and he turned upfield, went north and south, and picked up some good yardage. Really good flow by that Borah defense. They got over to the ball. Gamble just found a good little lane to run through.
It'll be 2nd down and 5, so a gain of 5. Mark Achenbach, the quarterback, who joined us a moment ago. Kirk Clifford has been injured, has not played. He was Centennial's leading rusher. Pass quickly to Matt Howard for the first down. Out to the 42-yard line. Wayne Olin on the coverage, but that was such a quick hitter. Olin didn't have much time to react.
This is just a 3-step drop, comes right out of the center, and that can go one way or the other for a big play. If that linebacker gets there another second earlier, that ball is going 60 yards the other way.
First down at the 43. Achenbach, another quick hitter. Incomplete, intended for Paul Franson. Not there. Tom Daly on the coverage.
Franson never really got off the line of scrimmage. I don't believe in the place he was supposed to. I think he was supposed to run just a straight sideline route, and he's talking to Achenbach right now about the route. I believe he screwed that up.
Achenbach, 4 of 8, passing for 43 yards. Troy Rice comes out of the ball game, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Checking into the ball game for Rice is Bryce Alexander. So Alexander and Rice now become the playmakers. They bring in the play from head coach Greg Drake. Achenbach, again a quick one. Complete this time. Short of a first down to Matt Howard. It'll be at the 48-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and about 4.
Achenbach with all kinds of people in his face, and Dorn and Massey both good coverage on Howard, but he still finds a way to make the catch.
Wasn't a pretty pass, wobbly, but...
Well, it's hard to throw when you're laying on your back.
Exactly, the way he was coming down there. Ben Chase, one of our helpers today here, working the parabolic microphone. 3rd down and 4. Again, a lot of movement on the defense for Borah, and flags fly, and you've either got encroachment or delay a game.
Now, Rich Cooper bobbed up.
Did he?
At his left tackle position.
Well, that's not going to work.
And he's beating himself on the helmet right now.
We have a dead ball foul, illegal procedure against the offense, 2nd down.
Now watch Rich. He comes up here and then he knows he's kind of got a problem. Oh, well, now I guess I better go back to the huddle. I'm in big trouble now.
And I did it in front of everybody. Oh, well. 3rd down and 8 is the situation. Clock running, 8:15 to go. First half, 7-7 ball game. Barkley switches over to the right side. Here comes the blitz again. Picked up well. Akapaw over the middle. Complete to Brent Barkley, who takes a hit at the 49-yard line. Dorn is there. I'm not sure if Dorn was the first one that hit him.
Well, it's a great catch in the middle by Barkley, and Akapaw again gets a little bit of pressure here as he's throwing the ball. He's finally just got to get rid of it. And he takes a pretty good lick at him, but look at that great catch by Barkley. Boy, the kid really has some good, sure hands.
So it's 4th down and 4, and Centennial's going to have to kick it away. Wobbly kick. Almost hit one of the Centennial players on the fly. Now there's a gutsy call to pick it up by Charlie Denton inside the 15-yard line. And so it'll be Borah's ball at the 12-yard line. 7:22 to go in the first half of this ball game. Still knotted at 7.
I rock all across the country, and wherever I go, I see people getting healthy. Yeah, there's something they know. They know that milk's got the vitamins and protein too. So get some milk in your health kick, whatever you do. Come on and kick, 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 health kick with milk. Come on and kick, 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 health kick with milk. America's favorite health kick, milk.
Get on a health kick with milk.
Take my car to Tunex, 'cause I won't compromise.
They do it all as I desire, and the price is no surprise.
If you love your car like I love mine, you've got to treat it right.
Tunex sure gives peace of mind when my budget's tight.
So drive on down to Tunex, they're the best you'll ever find. They'll do the job and do it right. Tunex gives peace of mind.
Now Wayne Zubak along with Larry Pulowski. We got a 7-7 ball game here. Borah Centennial, pretty much everything everybody thought it would be cracked up to be.
A couple of big turnovers led to the score, so that's the story of this game so far.
Now the Borah Lions have the football right now after a punt by Centennial, and here we go again. 7:22 to go in the first half. Tassio Telly, I formation they come out of. Shane Larson, good hole over the left side, and Shane Larson's out to the 24.
Larson again following the big lead block there of Pat Fannin. Fannin has done a good job blocking all night, and his offensive line does a good job too in opening up that hole for Larson.
First down run. High formation one more time. Skeeter Evans gets the call this time, and he does make some good yardage, about a gain of 5. I believe it was Justin Pond who almost had him. No, excuse me, not Justin. Yeah, Justin Pond almost had him in the backfield, number 53. I'm not sure if that's who almost had him. Almost had him there in the backfield, but good job by Skeeter to get some yardage out of that.
Well, a little bit of penetration there. Pond, a defensive line, trying to get through and create some havoc in that backfield. Just couldn't make the sure stop.
2nd down and 5. Again, the eye. So maybe Boris sees something they like. Otelli under all kinds of pressure, and he is brought down. It was Paul Benyon who really kind of put the end to that play.
Well, he had Otelli by the leg, and Otelli was thinking about throwing the ball down the field. You see Benyon right there. Nobody blocks him. Nobody there to take him, and a screw up in the back. You see he's got the leg, and boy, that's kind of a dangerous play there.
So it's all the way back to the 21-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 12. Minner and Olsen split wide to the top of your screen. Artelli just straight drop back. Here comes some pressure. Artelli has to run out of it. He's not going to go anywhere. Making the hit on him was Sean Millard.
Artelli, the short drop this time, but again, the straight drop back. And he has an outlet Fannin out here to the left, but he decides to tuck it away and run before he can find his outlet man, and that didn't work too well.
Sean Millard that time looked like a bulldogger, didn't he? John Irby deep to try to kick it away. And there's a timeout on the field. Apparently Centennial called timeout to talk this over.
Well, they're probably trying to figure out which punt block they're going to send in.
Exactly. Exactly. Tassi Artelli on the sidelines. Well, I'll tell you what, there's some people a little bit upset down there on the sidelines.
On the sidelines, as they say. In the game of football, kind of an emotional game sometimes, Wayne, and sometimes things come out of your the old mouth that you wouldn't want heard on television.
Oh, well. For those of you watching in Boise, of course, I'm sure you got Centennial and Borah fans here. You see a lot of shots of the Borah sideline. It's the only sideline we got the camera on. They happen to be on this sideline. So not favoring anybody here, just watching this game. And right now it's a 7-7 game, a good one. Irby getting ready to kick it away. And Paul Franzen, I believe, now is the deep man with Kurt Clifford out with that injury. Irby's had trouble tonight, but get this one away end over end. Franzen takes it at the 48-yard line and tries to go outside. Good cut. And he's down to the 33. 36-yard punt that time. But a good return of 15 yards.
Watch the move he makes here on Ryan DeVoe, number 55 from the Lions, grabbing a little error there. Franzen picks up another 7 yards.
So Centennial with the ball at the Borah 33-yard line. Great field position. The Patriots trying to get something going here on offense. Their star running back, Kurt Clifford's on the sidelines with an injured arm, it appears. Todd Gamble in there right now. They've got first down 10. Occupy looking for Franzen. Franzen makes a great catch. He is at the 15-yard line. And that's a case that time where you had Wayne Olin playing the receiver and not the ball, because that ball was really up for grabs.
Well, they've also got 5'8" Olin and 6'3" Franzen, so there's a mismatch there, but you're right. That offensive player has the advantage in that situation. He knows where the ball's going to be thrown, and it's his job to go up and get it. Tough for those cornerbacks to turn around and find that ball at this juncture of their career. These young guys have trouble making that play.
First and 10 at the 15. Inside handoff to Todd Gamble, and nothing there. Good defensive play by Bill Montgomery.
Darren Buemiller is in the backfield. He's got a shot at this play before it gets by the line of scrimmage, but he can't quite hold on to the tackle. You see him back there on Gamble's back.
Gain of only 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Again, join us live tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the A2 championship game, Jerome and Lakeland. Jim Fox, Mike Maturek will call that game. Gamble again, the inside handoff, and absolutely nothing. I'm trying to figure out what Centennial sees in the Borah defense that they'd call that play at this particular point.
Well, they think that these offensive linemen are going to be able to open up enough of a hole with a trap block in the middle to give this cross-action plays the chance to work. But the trouble is, Gamble gets tied up there with his lineman. There was a big pile created. There might have been a hole, but he couldn't get to it.
I'm not sure if we'll have to watch that defense a little bit to see if they're stunning or moving or what they're doing on defense, pinching in.
They've been moving around and running all over, faking blitzes, running blitzes. They have a quite active defense.
They do, and a good defensive scheme. But right now, Occupy looking in the end zone for Barkley, thrown behind him, but he was covered well by Cord Massey. So it'll be 4th down, and that'll bring on Ferguson to try a long field goal.
Ferguson, we've seen a couple of different types of kicks out of him. We've seen the real pop-up missed kick, and we saw him drill one 10 yards deep into the end zone. So he has quite a leg when he can get the foot on it on a square basis.
By the way, Mark Occupy now 7 of 12 passing for 73 yards. And This will be a 30-yard attempt. Troy Rice, the holder. Ferguson, the kicker, from 30 yards away. He's got plenty of leg, and he's got a lot of accuracy to go with it. It split the uprights, and so Centennial moves back on top, 10-7, with 3 minutes and 27 seconds left to go in the first half.
Well, I guess that's kind of a moral victory for the Lions to keep them to that 3 points. Anytime the team gets down inside your 20-yard line, if you can hold them to that field goal, you've won in that particular situation. But it's time for Borah now to mount themselves a little bit of offense on their end of the ball. They've had a couple of real lackluster series here in the last 2 times they've had the ball.
Tomorrow night, Larry and I will be at the Kibbie Dome in Moscow to bring you live coverage of the Idaho State game. That game will kick off at 8 o'clock. The Vandals, 7-1 overall, 5-1 in the Big Sky.
Sports coverage from one end of the state to the other, Wayne. They can't keep us down.
Last week in Reno, we get to see all the nice spots.
I don't want to talk about Reno. The MasterCard will never be the same.
They love to see you coming there, didn't they?
They love to see me come in. I might as well just hand them it as I go in the door.
All right, Ferguson to kick it off. Centennial by 3. Again, a short kick. It'll come to Charlie Denton at the 7-yard line. And Denton is just put down by Brandon Ferguson. A sure tackle that time.
Well, a 14-yard return and a good hit there on Denton. And when he sees the film of this game, he's going to realize, follow the wedge.
Well, here we are. We have kind of a pretty good view here. Instead of being way up in the press box, we are on the one side here, just kind of like halfway up the stands. They've opened up only one side here at the W. Holt Dome, and so we're all alone. Nobody, was it something we said?
I think it was the lack of a shower.
Yeah, nobody wants to be around us. But first down, screenplay over the middle to Shane Larson. Larson, about 8-yard gain before finally it was Brad Boland who broke up the play.
Again, the screen's set up to the middle, and his blockers are all in the middle of the field, and they're making some great blocks. But the trouble is Larson takes off to the outside. Now watch the people he's got in front of him here. He's got big offensive linemen up there making blocks for him. Look at that. He's got a lot of room to run, and he takes it to the outside. So maybe not as effective as it could have been.
No, not really. And Boland took a good angle. Didn't make a real great tackle. Didn't stop the play, but he had the angle because Shane Larson took the outside route. Still, it's a gain of 9. And handoff. Larson again for the first down. He'll get 2 or 3. And did he take a pop when he got in there?
Number 33, Brandon Ferguson, I believe is the one that puts the pop on here. Watch Larson. Yeah, he goes down pretty hard and pretty fast.
Yeah, that was Ferguson. He's hit a couple of good people. But it's a first down after the gain of 2. Ball at the 32-yard line, and Otelli looking for a quick pass, underthrows Dan Olson. That could have been a big play because there was only one man for Dan Olson to beat if he had caught it, and that was Ryan Dobbs. He had one-on-one coverage, so it looks like Borah has their offensive scheme starting to work.
Well, Otelli doing something a quarterback in high school doesn't do very often. He's looking off the defense. He looked to the right, came back real quick to the left. That's pretty advanced for a high school youngster.
Well, it worked out because they've got Olson and Dobbs one-on-one to the near side. Draw play, nothing doing there. The stop made by Justin Pond.
Pond's been in that backfield a couple of different times tonight. I think we had talked about stunting on one side of the field or the other. We did see some line movement there by Centennial.
Well, timeout for Borah with 1:59 to go here in the first half. The Lions call timeout after losing some yardage. They're faced with a 3rd down and 13 at their own 30-yard line.
With Otelli's arm, you probably would look for some kind of either about a 15-yard out that pass very easily with the arm that he has, or some kind of a deep crossing route over the middle. Both of those plays normally can get you that 15 yards that you're going to need for the first down.
Tomorrow at 12:30 will be the A1 Division II championship game. Caldwell involved in that one up against Idaho Falls, and you will see highlights of that game at the halftime of the college football game here on Channel 6 between Southern Cal and Arizona State. We'll have Perry Cooper there to bring you the highlights of that Caldwell-Idaho Falls game. Idaho Falls, many people feel, could be the best A1 team in the state, regardless of divisions. although they haven't really proved it in that they really haven't played some of the better teams like Boise or Borah or Centennial.
But they haven't lost to anyone else that they've played, so
Exactly.
I guess you have to consider them a fairly good football team. Caldwell Cougars were not expected to be in that game either. They had a big upset over in Moscow last weekend.
Played really well. A kid named Mark Garcia did a super job with 3 touchdowns. There's a bad snap. Telly has to recover it. It's the best he can do is just to get it so they don't lose possession. At the 10-yard line, it is Sean Millard who makes the stop.
Again, the nightmare of a quarterback and a center in the shotgun situation is that errant snap, and Telly does a great job of just getting back and getting that ball under control, or they could be in a world of hurt.
Really, nothing he can do there. You just have to pick it up. So now it is up to John Irby to kick it out of his own end zone. Paul Franson deep, but not too deep. He's at the 40-yard line. Great kick by Irby, a boomer. Back into Borah territory, takes a big bounce. Franson will take it at the 41, head back upfield. He just keeps shedding tacklers to the 48-yard line, but what a clutch punt by John Irby.
49-yard punt by Irby, and Franson, I think he had to let the ball come down. He had a kink in his neck. You couldn't see it. You see him take it on the hop, and that thing was your textbook punt. Spiral, turned over, came straight down. It's about as good as you can kick it.
1:10 to go, first half of this one. Patriots lead the Lions 10-7, and they've got the football at their own 49. Matt Howard and Paul Franson come to the near side. Hockenpott. Play action pass. Looking for all the marbles to Matt Howard. A lot of contact, no flag, incomplete. The coverage there provided by Wayne Olin.
Well, Olin was the one that Franson beat on a play down the sidelines where Franson went up over the top of him to catch a ball that he didn't turn back for. This time, at least, Olin has a little better contact with the receiver, and maybe in some people's minds, too much contact with the receiver. But at least he's right there with him going up for the ball.
Well, you saw Matt Howard, John, with the official afterwards. He thought there was a little extracurricular activity.
All those offensive guys always think that.
Howard and Franson again to their side. 2nd down and 10 from the 49. Franson in motion. Hockenpott setting up the screen. Incomplete, or is it complete? Out to Troy Rice. I believe he caught it, but it's going to be for a loss of about 4 yards. Not a really effective screen, was it?
Well, Scott Airy on the coverage. And what had happened there is the defensive line, a couple of Borah Lions got through. A couple of them decided to stay with the screen. Good, smart play there by that D-line.
Well, with the reception, Rice did stay in bounds, so the clock continues to run. Only 18 seconds and ticking left in this first half. This could be the last play of the first half, the way Centennial's going about it nonchalantly. They're up 10-7. It's a 3rd down play. And Hockenpott throwing deep for Matt Howard. And it's incomplete, and no time is showing on the scoreboard. We have played a full half of football here in the A1 Division I Championship game, and the Patriots are up by 3. 10-7 Centennial over Borah. Stay with us.
Idaho's dairy farmers are proud to contribute financial support to the Idaho High School Activities Association. These funds sponsor major high school championships in football, basketball, wrestling, and track. Other activities include music, speech, drama, debate, and drug awareness. It's an investment in the future of Idaho's young people and one of the most gratifying programs funded by Idaho's dairy farmers. The Idaho High School Activities Association and United Dairymen of Idaho, partners in youth development.
Be an All-American and All-American, the Treasure Valley Superstore.
It's All-American's anniversary. Thanks, Treasure Valley, for a great first year. All-American has made some very special purchases for this anniversary sale. Quantities won't last long, so hurry to All-American's anniversary sale in Boise at Fairview and 5 Mile and in the Karcher Mall.
Sure, McHugh's has skis and boots and bindings, but look what else. Topsiders to Birkenstocks to athletic shoes, more than some shoe stores. And T-shirts to polo shirts, sweats, socks, and shorts. McHugh's has your sportswear and group orders. McHugh's has been outfitting school teams and businesses for years, even doing silk screening. Plus kids' bikes, mountain bikes, and a full-service bike shop with everything from baseball, softball, golf, tennis, racquetball, and most everything else. McHugh's is into sports like you're into fun. McHugh's, they're the sporting thing to do.
Oh, Boise, you're in Frontier Tire Country. Sam Roman.
Wardrobe. Again, Mr. Chef. Sam Roman Frontier Tire. Ready and action.
Frontier Tire.
What's the deal with this guy?
Sam gets a good deal on tires.
Now, slowly. Sam Roman's Frontier Tire.
Sam Roman Tire. Shrimp lo mein. Gentleman back.
Cut.
Frontier Tire sells Firestone.
But it's tough to say.
Use your own words.
Okay. 我的朋友 Frontier Tire.
Read it.
Frontier Tire, the stores of Friendsville.
Got that.
Well, welcome back here to the W. Holt Arena. It is halftime. Centennial leading Borah by a score of 10-7. We had some mistakes early, but things have started to settle down. But it really still is a good defensive ball game, isn't it?
The defenses have played well. They've created 2 turnovers. They blocked a punt and they forced a fumble. Those are both defensive plays. So defensively, we've seen a lot out of these clubs. Offensively, we've seen some bright spots and we've seen some sputtering. And that sputtering has resulted in a lot of punting. And you just have to account that to the defensive efforts.
One thing during the season, both of these teams have been second-half teams, so we can really expect a lot of things to go on here in the second half.
Well, we thought it would be close when we came in. The other, both very evenly matched. I think we're going to see it all the way down to the wire.
No, what we're also going to see here at halftime, the Borah Lion Marching Band is getting ready for their program here, so why don't we join the Borah High School Marching Band. It's halftime here at the Milk Bowl, 1988, Centennial 10, Borah 7. We'll be back to talk with Don Pappenberg of the United Dairymen of Idaho in just a minute.
Commercial TV and Appliances just purchased over 1,600 occasional tables from a West Coast distributor. Beautiful tables to complement any decor, and all must be sold. End tables, coffee tables, even sofa tables in all styles. And look at this doorbuster special. A beautiful drop leaf table, just $49.95. Great for a TV stand, night table, end table. Use your imagination. At $49.95, how can you miss? But hurry, at these prices, they won't last long. Commercial TV and Appliance, Boise.
Meridian Auto Sales has been in business since 1975. It's become a reliable place to buy a used car or truck. It's also a business that believes and listens to the customer's needs, truly caring for its customers as neighbors and friends. So if you're looking for a used car, let one of our salespeople help. There's also service after the sale, too. You know, when you add it all up, you come to one conclusion. Meridian Auto Sales, located at 813 East Fairview. We're easy to deal with, easy to trade with, and mighty easy on your pocket.
There's no doubt about it, Milk Bowl 88 or any other Milk Bowl would not be possible here in the state of Idaho without the help of the United Dairymen of Idaho. And earlier this week, Larry Podolsky had a chance to talk with Don Pappenberg of the United Dairymen of Idaho.
Don, the United Dairymen for the last few years have been involved with the Idaho High School Activities Association and the sponsorship of their state playoffs and the activities like the football game we're watching tonight. Why do the Dairymen continue this involvement with the high schools?
Well, Larry, this is our 5th year of sponsorship of all the Idaho High School Activities Association, which includes the Milk Bowl here that you're seeing tonight. But it also includes speech, debate, band, and the other activities that the various schools are involved in. Our basic reason is it's part of our total marketing decision that we made and our marketing strategies that we made that really ties into youth, fitness, milk, America's Health Kick. It all ties in basically into one major strategy of that we want to do something for the state of Idaho that people recognize as a corporate sponsor.
Now this, Don, has got to save the taxpayer quite a bit of money that maybe they don't realize.
Well, the money eventually trickles back to the schools, and that's one of the reasons why we got into it. And certainly if without our sponsorship and probably the other people who are equally involved, yeah, that's true. The taxpayer would have to come up with the money, or the student body would have to come up with the money. So someplace down the road it's going to come out of mom and pop's pocket.
Don, over the last couple of years we've kind of heard rumors per se of maybe these programs being in jeopardy because of the federal government coming in and auditing or giving you a problem with this. How is that situation standing now?
Well, over a year ago we had USDA Office of Inspector General was in our office, and quite honestly they didn't understand what the program was all about. We have received that audit. They still don't understand what the program's all about. We tried to give them examples of the soft drink people, the beer people, the McDonald's, fast food people sponsoring the Olympic Games, corporate sponsorship, and they still don't understand that that's exactly the same thing that we're doing. But we're still going to do them as long as we can.
10-7 our score here at halftime at the W. Holt Arena. Centennial leading the Borah Lions. More from Pocatello in a moment.
Looks can be deceiving. But when it comes to dairy foods, there's an easy way to tell you're not getting some cardboard imitation. Always look for the real seal, the sign of genuine dairy foods. Look for the seal and know it's real. Real dairy foods or just glossy imitation? Don't get ripped off. Always look for the real seal. It's your guarantee of real dairy foods. Look for the seal and know it's real.
For insurance protection, talk to an expert with the Kemper Cavalry. Here's Rod Higgins from Higgins and Rutledge Insurance in Boise.
The best advice I can give you is to deal with an agent that's willing to get to know you. At Higgins and Rutledge, we will be glad to take the time to help you determine the best solution for your insurance needs.
Higgins and Rutledge Insurance, an independent agency representing premier companies like Kemper. Be assured. Let's talk.
There's one place in Boise where you can buy a new car or truck and honestly feel good about it. A place where value and service are the two most important words.
Right now, Bob Rice Country is the place to get a new Ford Taurus from just $10,995, or a rugged Ford Tough Ranger from just $68.88, and a new Escort Pony from just $64.99, the world's best-selling car. When it comes to Ford, there's only one name to remember. The name is Bob Rice Country.
Well, what does it mean when you come to a state championship? It means you can paint up and you can just kind of act crazy and everybody says they're normal.
And your parents don't even get mad at you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what being in a state championship game is all about. Halftime here at the W. Holt Arena in Pocatello. Wayne Zubak along with Lori Pulowski, and you see our score. The Patriots lead it by 3, 10-7. Here's how it kind of came about. All began early. Block punt right off the bat.
Well, and Borah really had some trouble with that punt team. The first 2 times that Centennial came, they blocked one punt and got close to another one.
Now Ferguson recovered it after that Banyan block punt, and then it was Mark Achenpaugh over the middle to Brent Barkley, the tight end, on the very first play. 17-yard touchdown, 7-0, just like that. Centennial with the football again, and a fumble, and we talked about it. There were a lot of turnovers in the first half that really did play a role in the final score. Ashley Minner will take the pass from Tassio Telly. Ball game tied at 7 apiece. Just exactly what we thought would happen. Well, that was a tough pass to defend.
Well, it was. It was a tough pass to defend, and both offenses have executed fairly well all evening long, with the exception of the turnovers.
Speaking about the turnover, there's one right there. Massey will take it, and I really still believe if he had just stuck to the sidelines, he had 6, but he came back in, didn't, and eventually Borah was unable to score off of that. There was also clipping on the play, and then finally Ferguson comes in, kicks a 30-yard field goal, and it gives us our 10-7 score at halftime.
Well, Ferguson, we've seen a pretty good kickoff from him. You see the field goal there from 30 yards, so pretty impressive kicking there. As far as stats go, you're not going to see any big disparity in the stats. Centennial with a little bit more yardage passing than Borah, but nothing really outlandish as far as statistics go.
Yeah, exactly. It just the rushing yards. I think Borah in the first half with only 13 rushes on 17 carries. That's something they're going to have to improve on to get back in the ball game. Not that you're out when you're down by 3, but to really control the football like you'd want to, you need to get the running game going.
Well, and Tassiatelli's been sacked probably 3 times also for some negative yardage, which will account for part of that lack of yardage there.
And they had a bad snap near the end of the half where the snap was just over Telly's head when he was in the shotgun, so a big loss there. So at any rate, the situation right now is 10-7. Centennial leads this ball game. And one thing, though, that I did see out of Borah, Larry, at the very last time that they had the ball was they started throwing short passes. They started moving up the middle, some screens up the middle. It seemed like they saw something in that Centennial defense that they felt they could exploit.
Yeah, it looks like the controlled offense will definitely be part of their offense in the second half, whether that be through the pass or through the run. But I think you're going to see a little better execution out of both ball clubs.
And again, remember, Kurt Clifford, the great running back for the Centennial Patriots, hurt early in this ball game, we believe an arm or an elbow or something. He didn't play the rest of the first half. It's still yet to be seen if he can come back for the second half. Right now, the Patriots lead it by a score 10-7. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey everybody, look who's here! It's Mickey Mouse, live in person in Walt Disney's World on Ice, starring Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. You'll hear those magical Disney songs, go deep inside the dungeon of the Wicked Queen, and cheer as the 7 Dwarfs race to the rescue. Join your favorite storyteller, Mickey Mouse, for Walt Disney's World on Ice, starring Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
First performance ever in Idaho, coming to BSU Pavilion November 16th through. Get your tickets today.
Some people just don't know what to expect from Tunex.
Well, is my car tuned up yet?
All tuned.
And what?
And what I said.
Just this much?
Just that much.
No surprises?
No surprises.
And guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
At Tunex, you can expect great work and no surprises.
Great work.
From Touchstone Pictures, Santa's in trouble and Ernest's in charge. It's Ernest Pure Oral. Bigger than life, dumber than ever.
Surprise?
In Ernest Saves Christmas, rated PG, starts Friday. And coming from Walt Disney Pictures, an all-new musical classic, the story of Oliver. It's dazzling Disney adventure, delightful Disney fun, and pure Disney magic. Yeah. It's Oliver and Company, rated G, coming soon to theaters everywhere. And Ernest Saves Christmas starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
The rush of adrenaline as you barrel roll through the air. Bring back the days of carefree fun in your car. Become the engineer of your very own railroad. Ralph's Toys and Hobbies can help you realize your dreams in ways you probably never thought possible. As a full-service toy and hobby store, Ralph's can set you up in a variety of radio-controlled cars, airplanes, trains, off-road vehicles, and many other exciting hobbies. Ralph's Toys and Hobbies, real people with expert advice.
News Watch 6. People you could count on.
Welcome back to the Milk Bowl, 88 at Pocatello. One game's already in the book. North Gem beating Highland Craigmont 45-32 for the 8-man title. Here at halftime of the A1 Division I Championship game, it's Centennial 10 and Borah 7. Before we go much further, do want to pass along a special welcome or hello or whatever you want to say to Brad Tuscher. He was a starting guard for the Centennial Patriots all year long, and about 3-4 weeks ago he was involved in a motorcycle accident. Really crunched up his left foot, and in fact they say his sport career probably has been brought to a halt. He was unable to make the trip because of the foot, and he started all season long. He really feels bad that he's not here, but Brad, right now your team's ahead. The best of luck. Keep working on that foot and hope for a full recovery.
And don't believe everything those doctors say, Brad. You never know. A little willpower can go a long ways.
Give it a good shot. Well, we're ready to go. It'll be Borah kicking off to Centennial to start this second half. Both of these teams are second half teams. They've both played well in the second half. So John Irby will kick it. And it'll be Orlando Piva deep. And guess who is down there now? Kirk Clifford is down there as well. It's going to come to Clifford at the goal line. Steps back into the end zone. They blow it dead. And there's what I cannot stand that play. I'm sorry. It's horrible. Kirk Clifford had a lot of running room. Not that he would go all the way, but I mean, he still had 20 yards before he would have met any opposition. He made a good decision.
How about backing him up 5 yards and making him kick from the 35 like the colleges do? Then you probably won't have to worry about that.
Yeah, well, I tell you, sooner or later, these kids are going to have to make the decision whether or not to come out of that end zone, and it's going to be next year for some of them.
Kirk Clifford, it does look like on his right arm, has some extra tape or a bandage or some kind of a protective device there, so it was his right arm that was injured.
Yeah, he's in there, though, and we'll see how long he can last. He looks pretty good. Akapa throwing to Matt Howard, incomplete. Pass was thrown a little bit high. The coverage was right there by Wayne Olin.
Well, Howard, like any good receiver, when he finishes his route, he comes back to the ball, comes back to his quarterback if it hasn't been thrown yet. And in this case, the ball's thrown high, and as he comes back, almost makes the catch, but that's a good move by Howard at the receiver spot.
Second down and 10 at the 20. High formation. Kirk Clifford, the running back. And Kirk gets out to the 23-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 7. Kirk is not a big runner. He's only 155 pounds soaking wet. But when you rush for over 900 yards in a 9-game season, that's telling me something.
Good defense!
Troy Rice comes out. Todd Gamble comes in with the play from head coach Greg Drake. Howard and Franson split wide to the top of your screen on a 3rd down and 7. Clifford checking something out with Mark Achenpaugh. Inside handoff to Clifford against the grain. First down, then maybe more, a lot more. The 40, the 20. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Kirk Clifford. 76 yards.
There's one of the reasons you see that they wanted Clifford in this ball game. It's the explosive speed. It's the ability to make that breakaway play. And watch the play develop. A little fake there. Gamble makes a little bit of an effort. Kind of a slant play off that left side of the offensive front. And by golly, they get by the front line, and Kirk Clifford is off to the races.
Not having seen Kirk before, you don't know what kind of speed he has. I do want to say he's gone all the way. But I'll tell you what, he showed speed, and that's why he's gained over 900 yards this year. You tack on about another 100 here tonight already. Ferguson for the extra point. It's good. And lightning has struck quickly in the third quarter. Greg Drake, the head coach, you see, he likes what he sees. Now let's change that now, folks. It's 17-7 is our score. 17-7 in favor of the Centennial Patriots.
Well, and Centennial in both halves jumped off to a big early score. One came on the block punt. The very next play, they got the touchdown to Barkley. And here you see their first big play of the second half is the 76-yard run by Clifford. And look at the block there by the wide receiver. I'm not sure if that was Franson or which wideout that was, but it was a great crackback block, and that sprung him for the open yardage.
What I found interesting about that play, you notice Kirk Clifford came up to Achenbaugh right before the snap and asked him something as if he wasn't sure what was going on. And it's a good thing he knew, because it worked out for 76 yards. 17-7, Centennial leading Borah here in the third quarter with 11:02 to go. It didn't take long, 58 seconds. Ferguson will kick it off. Good kick, Charlie Denton looking at it right at the goal line. He'll bring it out. He tried to get to the sideline where he had a little bit of a wall, but he only got back to the 20. Charlie Denton, a 20-yard return. And this touchdown deserves one more look, folks.
Well, it's a pretty run, and Clifford really never gets touched. Actually, that wasn't the wideout coming back on that block. That was an offensive tackle by the name of Rich Cooper. We saw him make a little miscue earlier, and we gave him credit for that. So let's give him credit for that block. Heck of a job.
Hey, the miscue is only worth 5 yards. That one, that great block allowed Clifford to go 76. Larson for 2 yards. It'll be second down and 8.
You can really hear from that sideline mic that we have down there the kind of popping and hitting that's going on in the middle of that line. This may be, you know, a high school football game, but these kids still can hit and hit hard.
Good look at Tassiotelli.
Look at that helmet. Tell me he hasn't been hit a few times.
Good 3-inch quarterback. Second down and 8. Fires it out to Ashley Minner. He has a first down to the 33-yard line. Stop was made by Brad Bolin, but Ashley Minner made a good catch and a good move to get another 3. Tassiotelli, 4 of 8 passing for 35 yards. First down and 10. Borah trails by 10. Making this a very important drive. They need to hold on to the football for a little bit. We talked about that at halftime, that Borah needs to find a way to have some ball control.
Well, they also have to turn this little bit of momentum that's now on the Patriots side of the field back onto their side of the field, and nothing will help that more than a good, long, sustained scoring drive. This one will be 80 yards if they can take it back all the way.
Second down and 8 at the 35. Over the middle, wide open Ashley Minner. He has it at the 40-yard line. First down. The stop made by Ryan Dobbs, but a big pickup for the Borah Lions.
Great job of holding on to the ball here by Minner. After he gets the reception made, he gets a good pop by Dobbs. One of the safeties back there for Centennial, and see the ball almost popped out of there, but a good hold there by Minner.
Ashley Minner now, that was his third catch of the day. He has 40 yards in receiving. So the Borah Lions needing a drive, needing some kind of a score here, down by 10 with 8:55 to go. 13-7, Centennial. Artelli throwing back on the screen. It's Jason Daniel, the tight end. Daniel caught from behind, but not before he gets to the 31-yard line. That was Justin Pond on the stop.
A nice piece of running there by Over the top of a pile as we look at a lion down on the field.
Well, watch it again. Can't see a number yet on that injured player.
This thing is set up big time. Daniels has 4 or 5 blockers out there in front of him. Watch him go over the top of this pile here and get a few more yards.
Still can't get a number on that injured Borah player. But I believe he was hurt by his own player. There was a real bang. I think he was involved. I'm not sure, is it 61 or 62?
62, I believe.
Scott Porter, possibly. He was among those down there setting up blocks for Daniel, and he kind of ran into another white jersey. Gain was good for 9 yards, so it'll be a 2nd down and 1. Let's take a look at the tape again. You'll see what happens here. Right there, the 2 Borah players getting tangled up on the lower right-hand side of your screen, and that's what happened. And it is Porter, and he's being helped up. Left ankle. 200-pound senior. Can't afford to lose guys like that out of your offensive line. 8:30 to go, 3rd quarter. Pat Fannin is stopped dead, but he does gain 1, and it'll be close to a 1st down. It was 2nd down and 1.
Well, Fannin's been called on for the tough yardage tonight. Every time he's touched the ball, it's been in a short yardage situation. He's took some pretty good pops, and he does get the 1st down.
Caldwell football team, they play Idaho Falls tomorrow in the A1 Division II championship game. That starts at 12:30 at the W. Holt Arena. They stopped off in Burley today and worked out for a while. Autelli going for all the marbles. Minner, touchdown!
Beautiful pass by Tassiatelli. He laid that ball in there, caught Minner on the perfect stride. Ashley Minner never had to break his stride. He just ran under and caught it. That's a pretty pass play.
31-yard touchdown play from Tassiatelli to Ashley Minner. 17-13, Centennial leads it. And John Irby is on to try to make it even closer than that. It is good. 8 minutes, 12 seconds to play. 3rd quarter. Borah needed a drive. They got an 80-yarder. A beautiful pass, and it's a 3-point game again. 17-14 Centennial.
Hey, timeout, sports fans. Old Willard here to kick off the football season the official way with real cheese. Take time out before the game for pregame pizza warm-ups with mozzarella. And then there's the famous quarterback snacker crackers, followed by a football hero with Swiss and Colby. Just make an end run to the store for your home team's favorite cheeses, and you'll score extra points. So don't forget the cheese.
Be an All-American and All-American, the Treasure Valley Superstore.
It's All-American's anniversary. Thanks, Treasure Valley, for a great first year. All-American has made some very special purchases for this anniversary sale. Quantities won't last long, so hurry to All-American's anniversary sale in Boise at Fairview and 5 Mile and in the Karcher Mall.
All-American, the Treasure Valley Superstore.
John Irby, number 23, getting ready to kick it off. Now, I'll tell you what, when the doctor says you need some kind of a drive, some kind of points, and then you conjure up an 80-yard drive, culminating with a 31-yard touchdown pass, you're doing what the doctor ordered. Kurt Clifford, up the middle return. Oh no, he breaks away from one, has one man to go, and he's not going to beat him. He's to the 39-yard line. A good tackle by John Irby, the kicker. He needed to stop Clifford and did so.
This guy's not very flashy, Clifford, as far as a running back goes, but my goodness, he seems to have the knack to be able to find that hole, goes over the top of a pile, hurdles a couple people, knows how to read that blocking real well, and that's an instinct for a running back. That's not something you can be taught.
Always tough when you're the kicker. You know you're the last guy. He gets by you, it's gone. Good tackle by John Irby. But a 38-yard return gets it out to the 39-yard line. And Centennial with a 3-point lead and pretty good field position. Achenbach, blitz, over the middle. Todd Gamble, he'll go all the way. They picked up the blitz and they burned the blitz. Gamble with a touchdown. Larry, what do they say? You live by it, you die by it. They brought everybody, and Gamble was wide open.
And Borah had that blitz dead to rights. Watch the Lion run right by Achenbach. Is that Viewmiller out there? Can't quite see the number, but they run right by him, and holy cow, they're off to the races.
Well, you got a 61-yard touchdown there, 76-yard touchdown run a moment ago, and it's 23-14 with Ferguson on to try for the extra point. Chalk it up. 24-14.
Well, Achenbach on the passing end of things is 9 of 17 for 126 yards, 61 of them on that last play. And let's take a look at it one more time. Watch the blitz from the top right-hand corner. Just barely picked up there by the Patriot line. And Gamble, all kinds of Borah Lions around him, but nobody in any position to make the tackle.
Well, I tell you, Achenbach, I've been really impressed with his ability to know who to go to in a blitz situation. He's really been schooled well by Greg Drake.
He really has, and that is something you can teach someone, is how to read that blitz. Although your quarterback's still got to have the ability to do it and to make that play on the field and make that call. But good job by his receivers to know where they're supposed to be. Just a really well-executed play.
There's Charlie Denton. He's getting ready to receive yet another kickoff from Russ Ferguson.
Well, it seems like each time the Lions try to get that momentum back in their favor, a big play takes it back away. Now they're going to have to come back and chip away at it again here.
7:30 to go, third quarter, 24-14. Couple of third quarter touchdowns by Centennial, one by Borah. Charlie Denton backing up into the end zone. There you go. Take it out to the 20-yard line, make it a boring play. I said I wasn't going to have any more commentary.
Duly noted.
Okay. I promise no more.
You know, the other thing this does for the kicking team, too, is it's a disadvantage for them, because if they back this guy way up, he elects to bring it back out, they may tackle him inside the 20, so it's a penalty possibly for both sides on this situation.
My feeling was a compromise. If you had it in the end zone and you muffed it, then just call it dead right there with a muff. But if you catch it cleanly, let the kid make a decision to come out there. These are smart youngsters. These kids are, you know, razor sharp. You see it with Achenbach being able to pick up blitzes and things like that, know who to go to. Split second thinking. High formation from the 20-yard line. Autelli, play action fake. Over the middle. Ashley Minter was wide open, just dropped it. The ball was a little behind him, but still probably catchable.
Well, I'm sure Ashley thinks he should have had that. He hit him right in the hands. It was behind him, but any good wide receiver will make that catch. Chester Gray, former Boise State running back under the Tony Knapp days, the offensive coordinator for this Borah Lion football team.
Bob Welch checks into the ball game for the Borah Lions. Autelli going for Minter again. Minter with a step on Brad Bolden, but the ball was overthrown. Now Borah, Larry, is going for all the marbles here. Sounds like they're trying to make it right up right away. They've had two big scoring plays against them, but the philosophy here, you probably ought to grind it on a little bit more.
Well, there's still 7:18 left in the third quarter, so there's plenty of time to mount 5 or 6 different drives. But they are going for it all, and Minter has him beat, so who's to say that's the wrong play? A little better execution, and it may be 24-21.
You're right. He had Bolden beat by a couple. It is, if you're Borah, you don't want Centennial to have the football right now because everything they touch seems to be turning to gold. Here comes a blitz. Autelli steps up in the pocket. Pass incomplete. It was intended for Daniel. Bolden that time putting a hit on Daniel. Great defensive effort.
Well, there's 3 possible passing plays. One could have gone for a touchdown. Minter drops one for a first down, and here's one there's just some great defensive coverage by Bolden in the middle, and that one could possibly have been caught.
Paul Benyon, who blocked that punt in the first quarter, really putting the pressure on Tassie Autelli. So John Irby back deep. Paul Franson still back there to receive the kick. High, hang time, great. Fair catch called for at the 42-yard line. Paul Franson is hit. Let's see if they call it. Well, Franson took kind of a little love tap by Bill Montgomery, 37-yard punt.
Bill knew he was in trouble right as he started to make that hit. I saw that guy make the fair catch signal. I'm in trouble now.
Here it is. Fair catch has been called for. Here comes Montgomery saying, oh, hi there. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Since he's not moving, maybe he called for a fair catch.
Actually, that should be a penalty, but the officials, that's a good no call. There's no penalty, no malice intended there.
It's called your momentary brain lapse, I think.
Linebackers have those every once in a while. The better linebackers have more of them.
24-14 is our score. Centennial with a 10-point lead and the football. Lots of time in this game. 7:05 to go, third quarter. Todd Gamble goes in motion. Bert Clifford also in there as a running back. Hockenpah to Matt Howard. Howard spun away for a first down. A gain of 14 yards to the 42.
The Centennial passing game really clicking right now. Hockenpah, the guy that's making it click. Matt Howard, he's not afraid to go up there in the middle of a bunch of defenders, is he? He'll go up there and make that catch anytime.
Mark Hockenpah with a first down play at the 42-yard line. The pitch out to Todd Gamble. Trying to get around the corner. He gets 3. Not a whole lot more. B. Miller there was there. Gamble's carried the ball 8 times for 28 yards this evening.
Little option play down into that short side of the field. And they still pick up a good 4 or 5 yards, but Hockenpah showing you that he can do more than just throw. They run a little option play, which we haven't seen much of tonight.
It'll be second down and 6. Hockenpah, 10 of 18 passing for 141 yards. 61 of those on one play we talked about. He kind of trips coming out of center. I bet you when the center went to make his block, he stepped on Hockenpah's foot. Sometimes that happens.
Scott Heiner, number 66, in the nose guard position, may have pushed the center right back into him at the snap. One way or the other, there was some tangled up feet in there somehow.
Nothing you can do. Nothing worse than when you're trying to back out from center and the center's on your foot. Third down and 8. All at the 41-yard line. Quick drop back to Matt Howard. Thrown a little bit behind Matt Howard. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Well, we saw a little defensive pass interference on Howard a little while earlier. I think it might be a little offensive push off here. I don't know if we'll see it in this frame, but the ball's coming right into the lens. Howard just can't quite get back to it, but some great camera work there by Duke Ritter, the sideline cameraman of the year.
4th down and 9, so Centennial will have to kick it away. Denton takes it at the 5-yard line and chased out of bounds by Paul Benyon. So Charlie Denton takes it at the 5, and the flag goes down. Somebody said something, and I'm not sure what happened. Maybe there were too many people on the field.
They're counting bodies right now.
Yeah, Borah may have had too many people on the field. Denton returning at 7 yards. Well, let's see what the penalty would be.
Well, throwing the flag and then counting could be a problem when there's guys running in and off the field.
Yeah.
Of course there's 12 guys.
Now, we're not sure because the officials are still talking it over there with Sean Millard. Sean knows what's going on, and hopefully we will too.
12 men on the field. Borah participating. 15-yard penalty. Centennial's ball, 1st and 10.
Uh-oh. Change of possession and everything. You were right. The flag was so late, though, Larry, that when the flag finally went down, Borah had a lot of people coming onto the field.
And I saw an official that threw the flag counting heads, so kind of a tough call there, but a big, huge mistake if indeed Borah had 12 men on the field. Centennial gets the ball back 15 yards and a 1st down. That's like triple indemnity.
So the Borah Lions will have to go right back on defense, and Centennial has it at the 26-yard line. You talk about a turn of events with 5:42 to go in the third period, and Centennial already leading it 24-14. Kurt Clifford. Not a whole lot there. Bob Ford among the white jersey folks to make the stop.
Scott Airy gets off the pile. Bill Montgomery gets off the pile.
It'll be second down and 9 at the 25-yard line. Akinpa throws it, intercepted. Montgomery has it at the 20-yard line, cuts back against the grain. Flags fly. There's 18 of them out there. Nobody missed that one. Yeah, I think they caught that penalty.
Well, probably a clip after the interception return. And that pass was deflected, or actually
look at the laundry. Look at the laundry out there. Now Bill Montgomery made the interception, did a couple of fancy moves for a big old linebacker, and I'm sure somebody clipped or blocked below the waist, because here's the call.
We have a clip during the run back after the interception against Borah. Half the distance to the goal line. Borah's ball, 1st and 10.
But let me tell you, Borah has the ball at about the same spot. They lost a yard where they would have had it after Denton picked up the punt.
Watch Akinpa there, gets hit when the ball is going to be released, and that's why it drops right into Montgomery's hands.
And I tell you, I've never seen so many guys throw so much laundry at one time. That was funny. Pitch out. Sean Larson to the 21-yard line, very close to a first down. Dobbs was there to make the stop. Larson now has carried the ball 7 times for 40 yards, and they may have to measure here. Nope, they say it's a first down. Well, we talked about Borah having to make that key drive a little while ago here in the third quarter, but every time that Centennial tacks on a few more points, drives become critical. So here comes another one of those. 4:30 to go, third quarter, down by 10, 24-14. The Lions working with the football. Flags fly, Otelli with the ball. Throws it underneath the Pat Fannin. Remember, flags are down. The gain will be good out to the 27-yard line. 5-yard gain, but that's one of the puppies that is on the field that could nullify the whole thing. You saw it, illegal procedure against Borah, so the Lions making mistakes.
Illegal procedure, Borah, first down.
Well, they made a lot happen out of a broken play there. Fannin had a nice catch and a good run and looked for somebody to hit at the end of that play. But all for naught, they'll tack on 5 the other way.
Ball resting right at the 16-yard line. And Borah with a first down and 15. Otelli, screen pass over the middle. I'll tell you what, that was thrown so hard that I don't know that really that Jason Daniel had a chance to catch it. It was really hummed in there.
Well, I'm going the other way on this one. I think that's third ball he should have caught. I don't care how hard it's thrown. Actually,
yeah,
lets it hit him. He lets it come into his body, hits him in the shoulder pads, and bounces right out of there.
Yeah, he should have had that one again.
It was throwing hard. There's no doubt about it. Otelli throws real hard. But I'm sure he throws real hard all the time, whether it be in practice or wherever.
So you pretty much get used to it. Play was set up well. Now it'll be second down and 15. Here comes Benyon with the pressure. Otelli gets out of the pocket. He's going to have to run with it. Ducks out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 10 yards, so it'll be third down and 5. So a big scramble by Otelli.
Well, this is one of the dangers of Tassi Otelli. When he gets outside, he has the good moves. He really does a nice job getting out of that because he was in a big trouble in that pocket. And he picks up 10 of that 15 yards that he had to, actually about 9. So we're going to end up with 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7.
3 minutes, 54 seconds to play. Third period. 10-point game, Centennial with the lead. A1 Division I championship game. Telly in trouble again. This time nowhere to go. He's down. The whistle had blown. No fumble. It'll be 4th down and long for Borah, and John Irby will come on to punt it away.
Telly again on the straight drop back and just doesn't have time to ever set up. He's got people in his face and they force him out of that pocket. Never had a chance to throw the ball. You saw the fumble there. He was down long before that ever occurred.
Irby have to hurry it away. Again, a good high kick, angling for the sidelines. Paul Franson takes it to the 47 and gets into Borah territory at the 47-yard line. So he took it at the 47 and got to the 47.
Darren Buemiller took Franson out of bounds.
That's our score. Centennial 24, Borah 14.
I think Tassiatelli's having some problems back there. You're right. 46 negative yards is what he's been sacked for tonight. So that's a lot of offense to try to make up.
Well, that'll keep your rushing yardage down quite a bit. Once again, the Patriots of Centennial have the football. Here comes some pressure. Achenbach gets it off just barely. Buemiller was right there, and Achenbach now getting up and just kind of rearranging the furniture. The shoulder pads were all askew.
Well, Buemiller comes into this game with 14 quarterback sacks, and he's almost had 2 or 3 here tonight. So you can see he's got that real knack of coming off the corner from that outside linebacker position and getting to the quarterback.
2nd down and 10 at the 47. Matt Howard comes to the near side. Paul Franson wide left. Achenbach to Brent Barkley, the tight end at the 40-yard line, complete for a gain of 7. It'll be 4th down.
Jim McCarthy, number 36, makes the tackle from his linebacker spot. Just a short drop and find that big tight end over the middle. They haven't gone to Barkley too much here in the second half, but he was a big receiver for Centennial in the first half.
Check that. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd down and about 4 at the 40-yard line. Tassiatelli on the sidelines, taking a breather, getting some water.
Yeah, he probably needs some water. He's been running for his life back there in the last 2 series.
His counterpart, Achenbach, 11 of 22 for 147 yards passing, and they come out of the wishbone, and Borah showing a blitz, and flags fly.
Now they entered the neutral zone there, so they're going to get tacked. Well, I think they're going to get tacked for 5 yards.
If they do, it'll be 1st down Centennial, and the officials will make sure everybody is in agreement. And they're kind of looking back at Centennial, so Centennial's going to get...
Delay of game was prior to the illegal procedure. Goes against Borah. 3rd down.
Hey, that explains it all to me. Will Overgaard on the sidelines. He would love to see his team get this ball back in a hurry. There's plenty of time left in the game, but he just wants it out of the hands of Achenbach and company because they're playing well.
That little play right there sure helps. When you're talking about 3rd and 8, you've got a lot better chance of stopping that than you do the 3rd and 3.
Well, Borah was showing blitz a moment ago on 3rd down and 3. Let's see if they show it again here on 3rd and 8. I think they're probably going to go just into a normal coverage. Achenbach throwing deep for Howard, incomplete, no call. And that time I think Howard probably went over the back, wouldn't you, of Tom Daly?
Well, Tom Daly, again, as we said before, we had Olin on one side at the cornerback not looking back for the ball. And I guarantee you Tom Daly's not looking back for the ball.
I don't know. Howard, that's...
incidental contact.
Okay, so I'll buy that. Okay. Since there was no flag, I'll buy it. So Pima comes on to kick it away. High snap, has to hurry, and there's a flag down, and Centennial will get to keep the football. Fair catch called for by Denton on the other end, but Piva was run into, and nobody blocked the ball.
Evan Lowe, number 75, thought he got there in time to block the punt, but he didn't take the right angle at the block, and ends up with a big penalty.
Big indeed, because Centennial will get to keep the football, and it's going to move it all the way down to about the 30.
Centennial.
So another big mistake by the Borah defense. You're right, that angle, so terribly important. Coaches drill it and drill it and drill it, and then when you come in straight on, you're going to have something like this happen.
Well, when he came off the line, he had plenty of time to get there, but see how he bellied out there? He had kind of a bow in that arc he was taking to the punter, and you're never going to get to a punt like that.
First down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Centennial maintaining that possession of the football. Todd Gamble caught from behind by Scott Airy. He gains about 2.
Well, and we've said big mistakes by the Borah defense, and whether it be the defense, actually it's the special teams. 2 big kicking mistakes. Normally in this level of football, a lot of the same guys are going to run that are on the defense, but this defense has done a good job in keeping Centennial out of the end zone in this half.
1:10 to go, third quarter. Here comes the blitz out to Kurt Clifford on a quick pitch. Gets a good block. Airy misses the tackle, but slowed Kurt Clifford up just enough so that he did not get the first down. Brought down at the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Clifford gets up holding that arm again. It's got to be real. You know, it's hard to get a kid with a lot of heart, like I'm sure Clifford has, out of a ball game when you're talking about a state championship. He's trying to get every yard he can. A guy without that much heart would have gone down long ago.
He does come out of the ball game, though. He'll rest it a tad. The coach is looking at it on the sidelines. It'll be 3rd down and 1.5 yards. Wishbone. And that is a first down. You don't see the wishbone all night long, and then you run it like that. And a first down. Bryce Alexander with a 2-yard gain.
Well, the wishbone could be a power formation. You can run it kind of like you'd run the power I. You know, the power I formation. Very similar to what they did right there. Just basically load some people in there and try to bust a wedge through the middle, and they got plenty of yardage.
Come out on the wishbone again on a first down. This will be the last play, I believe, of the third quarter. And about a 3-yard gain inside the 20 down to the 16, 17-yard line. We have played 3 quarters of football. 12 minutes remaining in the season for these teams, and it's Centennial leading it by 10, 24-14 over the Lions of Borah.
Idaho's dairy farmers are proud to contribute financial support to the Idaho High School Activities Association. These funds sponsor major high school championships in football, basketball, wrestling, and track. Other activities include music, speech, drama, debate, and drug awareness. It's an investment in the future of Idaho's young people and one of the most gratifying programs funded by Idaho's dairy farmers. The Idaho High School Activities Association and United Dairymen of Idaho, partners in youth development.
Hello, Boise. You're in Frontier Tire Country. Sam Roman.
Wardrobe. Again, Mr. Chef. Sam Roman Frontier Tire. Ready and action.
Frontier Tire.
What's the deal with this guy? Sam gets a good deal on tires.
Now slowly, Sam Roman's Frontier Tire.
Sam Roman Tire. Shrimp Roman. Sam Roman that?
Cut.
Frontier Tire sells Firestone.
But it's tough to say.
Use your own words.
Okay. 我的朋友 Frontier Tire.
Print it.
Frontier Tire, the stores of Friendsville.
Got that.
60 minutes, sometimes less. Hurry, hurry, no time to wait. Can't stand another burger for lunch. Pizza, that's it. Pizza at Keystone Pizza Buffet. Hot, tender pizza, all I can eat, just $2.49 and no waiting. Salad bar, just $1 more. It's waiting for me now. Keystone Pizza Buffet and Salad Bar. Mmm.
Wayne DeZubak along with Larry Pulowski, 24-14, Centennial leading Borah. As we start the fourth quarter, Centennial has the football at the 16-yard line, 2nd down and 7 to go. Starting to show that wishbone a lot more. Mark Ockenpaugh rolling right, throwing in the end zone. Touchdown, Paul Franson.
We saw Telly throw a nice little arc pass for a touchdown to Ashley Minner. There's a beautiful pass by Achenbaum to Paul Franson. Watch the touch on this pass, and you're right, they're coming out of that bone formation. Achenbaum rolls to his right and lays it up, a perfect pass. And the big guy goes up and gets it.
16-yard touchdown pass. Mark Achenbaum to Paul Franson. Achenbaum 12 of 23 now for 167 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Make it 3 touchdowns. Ferguson for the point after attempt. Right on the money. 11:53 to go in the ball game. Centennial opening up a commanding 31-14 lead.
Another classic example there of turnovers in the long run. You just can't beat them. You just can't beat them, and Borah's put themselves in some big holes. Again, you see the short rollout there by Achenbaum. I'm impressed by this kid. I heard a lot during the week on how good this guy was and all the things that he meant to this Patriot ball club, but this kid really is a quality quarterback.
Ultimately, that touchdown, the end result of the fact that Borah ran into the kicker.
Well, and I call that a turnover. That won't show up in the stats as a turnover. It's a penalty, but still, that's a time when you should have had the ball that you turn it back over to the other team.
I agree.
It won't count, but it is a turnover.
Charlie Denton deep to receive the kickoff. Russ Ferguson getting his leg a workout right now. Denton backs up to the 1-yard line. Looking for a wall down the left side. Gets out to the 22.
Now, Borah still has plenty of time to get back in this ballgame. There's 11:40 and counting on the clock. That's a lot of time for an offense that has as many weapons as the Borah Lions have at their disposal. So they don't need to go crazy right now. What they need to do is to pick up some decent yardage, but going for that deep bomb every time, I don't think is the way to go.
Well, Ashley Minner comes to the near side. Otelli out of the shotgun. Shuffle pass to Pat Fannin up the middle. He's to the 28. It'll be a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd and 7. 2nd and 3, rather.
Otelli out of the gun. You see Fannin just sneak off to the left there. He's got a couple of blockers out in front of him. And that's really Fannin's first positive yardage of the night, and that came on the pass.
Shane Larson, the running back. He's got a first down, so that's a gain of 5.
Well, this is what Borah needs to do. They need to keep moving the ball, pick up the first downs. They're going to run some time off the clock. There's no doubt about it. And they're going to have to score. Well, they have to score 3 times to get back into this one.
Larry, you just really have to keep the ball for a little while to set something up, because you may go left, right, and then come up with a big play. Bad pass intended for Dan Olson. Very nearly picked off by Matt Bradshaw.
Otelli not happy with that pass, shaking his head all the way back to the huddle. He's 8 of 17 now for 106 yards passing on the evening.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 34. So the shotgun formation for the Borah Lions. Not a very good snap there. Otelli, pass is complete. And that is Daniel, the tight end, who has another first down for the Borah Lions.
Well, I think Tassi Otelli a little irritated with himself. Watch him drill this ball in here. He wasn't happy with the last pass he threw. That thing is shot out of a cannon.
So it's a first down at the 45-yard line. Borah Lions with 10:22 to go. Down 31-14. Moving the football here. Otelli, bump fakes. Looking for Dan Olson deep. Olson, what a catch. Does he hold on? He's got it in his legs.
Yes,
he makes the catch at the 5. He dropped it, then caught it between his legs.
Well, you don't see that one every day. An incredible catch. Watch this from their Up camera here, Tilly just airs it out, a little pump fake there, and watch the ball slip out of Olson's hands, and if you can see it, it'll kind of end up between his legs, and he just wedges it in. See the ball come out right there. He just clamps the knees down on it and somehow holds on.
Dan Olson, great catch of the 5. First and goal to go. Tassio Telly can run it in if he wants to. Passes it incomplete. If he had made the decision to run, Larry, he would have been in for 6.
It looked like he would have been able to beat any of the defenders to the corner of that end zone if he goes now, but he hesitates just a little bit there, tries to find Fannin, who is open. He just can't make the diving kick.
But that's an awful tough throw when you're running to your right, throwing back to your left. Elway maybe, but not even Elway, I think, run him that hard.
Yeah, but they say Elway's done.
Yeah, he's
not
over,
the same
yeah,
quarterback he was. What a bunch of baloney that is.
Second down and goal to go. Ball actually marked right at the 6-yard line. I formation. Skeeter Evans, Pat Fannin, the running backs. Ashley Minner to the near side. In motion. Fake to Minner. Over the middle. Intended for Dan Olson. Overthrown. Olson was covered well by Brandon Ferguson. So it'll be 3rd and goal. That first down play that Borah had really was wide open if Artelli ran. One thing's for sure, he would have been down to the 1 or 2.
Yeah,
no
he would have got
question there.
some positive yardage, which is something they haven't had yet on this drive. In 3rd and 6, you've got to get some yardage here, so what do? Do you throw it into the end zone? I don't think so. Try to make a play to at least get down to the 2 or 3 and then punch it in.
You've got 2 plays to do it. They're going to go right with Shane Larson. Larson cutting back against the grain, gets a good hit down to the 3-yard line. He was not to the 3.
He gets lucky to get to the 3-yard line because the Centennial Patriot knocks him to the 3-yard line. That play, once you commit at this close to the goal line, you better take it outside. All of his blockers are going outside. Shane Larson decides now he wants to turn it upfield, but it's too late, folks, and he's lucky he gets popped hard. It's down to the 3.
Well, John Irby's coming in.